everyone, it's Agnieszka Murdoch from 5 Minute Language. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to switch on your notifications to make sure you don't miss any of my future videos. So today's video is all about how to improve your accent when speaking English. And the first thing I'm going to say is that obviously you don't need to improve your accent when you're speaking English, but because you're on this video, you're probably interested in doing that, and that's absolutely fine as well. So first of all, you need to decide what kind of English accent you want to have. Obviously, there are many differences between the way people speak English all around the world. So if you're trying to improve your accent, it's good to kind of have in mind the kind of accent that you're interested in, that you like, that you want to sound like. You could just aim for standard English and just get rid of some of the kind of markers of your own language in the way you speak English. So many people think that improving your accent is all about improving your pronunciation in English, but actually there's two other elements, and I would say they're even more important than improving your pronunciation. So those two elements are stress and intonation, and stress and intonation probably should come first before you focus on pronunciation when you're specifically focusing on improving your accent. So first of all, there's word stress. Word stress is about which syllable you emphasize when you say a word, and that can really have an impact on the perception of your accent and whether people can understand what you're saying. So sometimes, you stress the first syllable and you should be stressing the second syllable, for example. So in Polish, for example, you always stress the second syllable from the end. If you did that in English, you would be in trouble because that's not how stress works in English. So whenever you're doing listening practice, make sure you pay attention to which syllable in each word is emphasized and try to imitate that. The second type of stress is sentence stress. So that's basically about which word is emphasized in a sentence. And that can also have implications for the way your accent is, but also for the meaning of what you're saying. Let's take the sentence, I thought George was vegetarian. When you stress the word George, I thought George was vegetarian, you're basically saying that you thought it was George rather than Georgina, who's vegetarian. You're stressing that one element of the sentence. If you stress the word vegetarian, the sentence would change meaning completely. So you would say, I thought George was vegetarian rather than vegan. So you're stressing the fact that he is indeed vegetarian and he's not vegan, for example. So as you can see, sentence stress can really have implications for the meaning, but also for your accent. And then there is intonation, which is all about the musicality of the language, how it goes up and down. And that's something that can really impact on your accent as well. So one exercise that I always recommend to my students is to imitate the way native speakers speak. So for example, by playing a recording and pausing it every sentence or so, and then imitating it, but without saying the actual word. You can just use one sound and try to imitate the intonation. So for example, for the sentence, I thought George was vegetarian, you can use the sound mimi, for example, and you can say mimi, 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 mimi. So you're just imitating the intonation, and that way you can focus on that instead of getting distracted by the meaning of the sentence. Okay, my next tip for improving your accent when speaking English is practicing diphthongs. So they are basically vowel sounds that have two vowels in them. So think about the word boat, boat. The sound O is a diphthong because it contains two vowels, O and W, O. So in English, there are lots of diphthongs like that. If you think about the word toe, for example, O is a diphthong. If you say the word play, A is again a diphthong because it contains two vowel sounds. And that's quite specific to English. It does exist in other languages, and that's quite an important thing because many people struggle with that. And if you want to improve your accent, you need to be practicing those diphthongs as well and making sure that you pronounce them indeed as two sounds. Again, obviously there are regional accents, even within the United Kingdom, for example, where diphthongs are not pronounced. But like I said at the beginning of this video, you need to focus on one way of speaking when you're trying to improve your accent. If you're focusing on practicing a northern accent from England, for example, then obviously you will be focusing on other things. But if you're just trying to speak in a kind of standard way, then practicing diphthongs will give you a head start. And my final tip is about practicing individual sounds and how individual letters are pronounced. So that's to do with pronunciation. Like I said, the stress, intonation, and now we're on to pronunciation. So pronunciation can be tricky for different reasons, and it depends on your native language as well. So for example, in some languages, the letter W is pronounced V instead of W. And that's why even advanced learners can sometimes struggle with that, and they sometimes pronounce it incorrectly. Then in other languages, the letter H, for example, is silent. So many French speakers sometimes forget to pronounce the H, or they don't know how to pronounce the H because they're not used to it in their own language. So that's why you need to identify those sounds or those letters that can be problematic to you because of your native language, and focus on practicing those sounds specifically. So these are my 3 top tips for improving your accent in English. Make sure you comment below to tell me about what it is that you're trying to achieve, what kind of accent you want. And thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!